Have you ever walked into a brand new house and felt something was off? The floors might look beautiful, the kitchen might be modern, everything might appear fresh and spotless. But after living there for a while, many homeowners start noticing strange things. The walls feel thin, you can hear conversations from the next room, doors feel hollow, floors creak after just a few months. Sometimes cabinets start loosening, paint chips easily, trim separates from the wall. And people start asking the same question. Why do modern houses feel cheaper, even though they cost more than ever? Because over the past few decades, something fundamental has changed in how homes are built. Today's houses are often larger, more technologically advanced, and far more expensive than homes built in the past. But in many cases, they're also built faster, with different materials, and under intense economic pressure. And that pressure has quietly reshaped the modern housing industry. This is the hidden story behind why many modern homes feel cheaper than older ones. How homes used to be built. To understand what changed, we need to look at how houses were built in the past. Homes built in the early and mid-20th century were typically constructed by smaller local builders or craftsmen. Construction often took longer. Materials were frequently heavier and simpler. Solid wood framing, plaster walls, thicker trim, and solid wood doors. For example, before drywall became widespread, many homes used plaster walls over wooden lath. This method was slower and required skilled labor, but it produced thick, dense walls that felt solid and helped block sound. Many older homes also used solid wood doors instead of hollow core doors. Floors were often made of solid hardwood, not engineered layers. Cabinets were frequently built from plywood or hardwood, not particle board. But these materials also required more time, more labor, and more cost. As housing demand grew rapidly after World War II, builders began searching for ways to construct homes faster and more efficiently. The rise of mass home building. One of the biggest turning points in housing construction was the rise of large-scale suburban developments. Instead of building one house at a time, developers began building entire neighborhoods simultaneously. This approach allowed builders to standardize designs, buy materials in bulk, and dramatically speed up construction. Over time, large home-building companies replaced many smaller local builders. Today, in the United States, for example, a significant share of new homes is built by large national builders, constructing thousands of houses every year. Large-scale production can reduce costs and increase efficiency, but it also introduces strong incentives to control expenses at every stage of construction. Because when you build thousands of homes, even small savings on each house can mean millions of dollars in total. And this is where the hidden cost-cutting begins. Thinner walls and lighter materials. One of the most noticeable differences between many older homes and newer ones is how walls feel. Modern homes typically use drywall, also known as gypsum board. Drywall became popular because it is fast to install, relatively inexpensive, and easier for large crews to work with. Compared to traditional plaster walls, drywall is lighter and faster to build. But drywall walls can also feel thinner and transmit more sound if not combined with additional insulation or soundproofing. In many homes, interior walls are built using light wood framing and drywall on both sides. This structure is efficient and meets building codes, but it often creates walls that feel less dense than older plaster constructions. That's why many homeowners notice that sound travels easily through modern walls. This isn't necessarily a defect. It's a result of building systems designed for speed and efficiency. Hollow doors and lightweight components. Another common change is the widespread use of hollow core interior doors. These doors are much lighter and cheaper to produce than solid wood doors. Inside, they often contain a honeycomb cardboard or thin wood structure rather than solid material. They still function perfectly as doors, but they don't feel as heavy or solid as traditional doors. The same pattern appears in many parts of modern homes. Trim, moldings, and decorative elements are often made from engineered wood products or composites rather than solid wood. Cabinets may use particle board or medium-density fiberboard. These materials can perform well and are widely used in furniture manufacturing, but they can also be more sensitive to moisture and wear compared to solid hardwood. Engineered materials. It's important to understand that not all modern materials are worse. In fact, many engineered materials are designed specifically to solve structural challenges. For example, modern homes often use engineered wood beams, such as laminated veneer lumber. These materials can be extremely strong and stable. They allow builders to create larger open spaces and longer spans. Similarly, engineered flooring has become extremely common. Instead of solid hardwood planks, many floors today use engineered wood layers or laminate systems. These products can be more resistant to humidity changes and easier to install. But because they use thinner layers of real wood, they may not be refinishable as many times as traditional hardwood floors. So while modern materials are often efficient and technically advanced, they sometimes create a different tactile experience for homeowners. The speed of modern construction. Another major factor behind why new homes feel different is construction speed. In many large developments, houses are built extremely quickly. Entire homes can be framed, enclosed, and finished in a matter of months. Speed is essential for developers because construction loans, labor costs, and land prices all increase the longer a project takes. But faster construction can also create challenges. Materials may not have as much time to settle. Wood framing may still contain moisture that slowly dries after construction. As the house naturally adjusts to humidity and temperature changes, small cracks can appear in drywall or trim. These issues are usually cosmetic and expected in new construction, but they can contribute to the feeling that a home is less solid than older buildings. Labor shortages in construction. Another major issue affecting modern home construction is the shortage of skilled labor. Many countries, including the United States, have experienced declining numbers of skilled construction workers over the past few decades. Carpentry, masonry, plasterwork, and other trades require years of experience. But fewer younger workers have entered these fields compared to previous generations. As a result, builders often rely on large crews working under tight deadlines. In large developments, specialized subcontractors handle specific tasks, such as framing, drywall, roofing, and plumbing. While many of these workers are highly skilled, the pace of modern construction can sometimes leave less time for detailed craftsmanship. This shift from artisan construction to industrial-scale building is one reason many homes feel different today. Building codes and modern requirements. Modern homes also have to meet far more regulations than older houses. Today's building codes include requirements for energy efficiency, fire safety, earthquake, resistance, electrical systems, plumbing standards, insulation performance. These standards make homes safer and more energy efficient. For example, modern houses are typically much better insulated than homes built decades ago. They also include advanced electrical systems, ventilation systems, and modern heating technologies. However, these improvements also increase construction complexity and cost. To keep home prices competitive, builders often look for savings in other areas, such as interior materials and finishes. The economics of home building.